Hello and welcome back to everyone on the F1 Journal, and today we are looking at F1's new sprint format and whether it was a success or not in its first try at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix this past week. And yeah, for me it kind of got mixed reactions, and yeah, I can definitely understand that. On the one hand, you had more people enjoying it just because it's more constant track action. You had qualifying on a Saturday morning instead of just a practice session, and especially FP2, which is on a sprint weekend, which it was just the most meaningless thing ever. But yeah, at the same time there were lots of criticism with it, and yeah, I don't think it really helped that the races weren't that exciting. For example, if it was maybe on a weekend like Brazil 21, even Brazil 22, we've seen some banging sprint races there. But yeah, unfortunately it wasn't. And yeah, the two races just didn't get much entertainment. It kind of seems with Baku, either you get an incredible race or you get just a really dull race. And yeah, unfortunately this weekend it was the latter on both occasions. And was that down to the sprint, or was that just down to kind of how it's been this year? I don't know. I'd say it's kind of just how it's been this year. Unfortunately, we haven't had the best races so far this season. But yeah, back to the sprint races. And were they a success or not? I don't know. The sprint races, I've never been a massive fan of them. And yeah, at this point, I'm kind of just thinking, was it really worth the effort? I mean, especially like Sprint Saturday, standalone day. Maybe what you could do is have, because I know people were complaining they were at work or whatever, have the qualifying for the Grand Prix on the Friday, and then have the Sprint Q1, Sprint Q2, Sprint Q3 on the Friday afternoon, which is obviously less important. Because yeah, you kind of felt like many people were missing the second most important or the third most important, whether you count the sprint as more important or not, session of the weekend. And yeah, the timings, I don't know, they just felt a bit all over the place really. Especially on the Saturday, having a standalone day for the sprint. And you go through all the effort of qualifying in the morning, and then a half an hour race, all the build up and all the tension, and you know the winner gets 8 points. Max Verstappen finishes third, Perez in first, and yeah, for all of that, and Perez has only gained 2 points in them. Yeah, I don't know, it just kind of feels like a waste of time without expecting the grid now either. In a way, I do support that, but at the same point, yeah, it just kind of feels like a lot of effort for not very much reward. And yeah, that kind of leads to another big problem now with these standalone races when you're only getting 8 points. Not only does it not feel important, but it's also like, what's the other point? What's the point in the 12 teams racing? I mean, for example, Alfa Romeo, Haas, they were always very unlikely to score points this weekend. And yeah, what was the point of them going racing and just parking it? Tsunoda, for example, could have damaged his gearbox with that crash, and cost himself a top 10 start. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, some of it just doesn't make sense. So for me, I don't know. I am happy to see more competitive track action. There are definitely issues that need to be ironed out with this sprint format, because let's face it is here to stay. F1 would make a lot more money out of a sprint qualifying or a sprint race than they ever would out of a practice session. So yeah, it is here to stay. But yeah, there needs to be improvements for sure. But yeah, for the first trial, did it go so well? Unfortunately, I don't think so. But anyway, guys, that's it really. Thanks very much for watching. To like, share, subscribe, and subscribe to the daily F1 news and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.